asubuhi tumekuwa na kikao maalum, kikao ambacho tumepanga mikakati na ratiba ya kampeni yetu, na ningependa kuhakikishia watu wa Bungoma na mahustlers Kenya mzima mahali wako, na wafuasi wa Kenya Kwanza na UDA mahali wako Kenya hii, kwamba kwa mapenzi ya Mungu na kama watu ya Bungoma watasikia maombi yetu, hawa ndio wanaenda kuwa majority of the county assembly members kuanzia mwezi wa 9. Nasema kuanzia mwezi wa 9 kwa sababu baada ya kushinda mwezi wa 8, mwezi wa 9 watakuwa wameapishwa, watakuwa wanaanza kufanya kazi ya kwenda mbele. Vile mnavyojua Kenya kwamba chama ya UDA ndio chama kubwa zaidi katika Afrika Mashariki na ya Kati, na Bungoma haijaachwa nje. Pia Bungoma, the biggest political party, single political party we have in this country is United Democratic Alliance, UDA. And we have made a few resolutions. Resolution number 1 is that we are going to campaign aggressively for William Samoei Ruto. Yes. And we are going to target those individuals that have not been supporting William Ruto before. Yes. We are going to target those individuals who have been campaigning for a Smio party. We want to bring them to where the rest of the country is. And where the rest of the country is Kenya Kwanza, is UDA. We have also unanimously agreed that we are going to support the candidature of Ford Kenya candidate for gubernatorial in Bungoma, the Honorable Ken Lusaka Makelo, and because as UDA we do not have a candidate, and we are going to aggressively campaign for Ken Lusaka. We have had an elaborate plan that will drain all the gains that our competitors have so far gained. We are going to drain them, we are going to reverse them, we are going to arrest them with the benefit of our Ford Kenya gubernatorial candidate, who is actually our Kenya Kwanza candidate, Ken Lusaka Makelo. We have also looked at the track record of our current women rep, and it is in the majority opinion of this team that the current women rep has performed below bar, and we have unanimously agreed to replace her with one Nancy Nanyama Kibaba. And we say so without any apologies. We say so without blinking an eye, because we are in this political competition to win seats. Yes. We are not in this political competition to please our competitors. Yes. And even though we have Kenya Kwanza at the top, but at the bottom, we are going to have friendly fires. You know, Kenya Kwanza is a big home with one father, but we have got several brothers. So as when we retreat back home, we go to, even when you do a comparison, even before you listen to the two candidates in Kenya Kwanza, you just do a comparison between the incumbent and the incoming. Your guess is as good as mine in so far as whom you think is better placed to take the agenda of women in Bungoma forward. Lastly, which I want to be very clear, I have, it's the concern of these people that we have seen a majority of competitors lamenting, crying foul, saying all manner of things without mentioning their names. I want to tell you that UDA is a powerhouse. Yes. UDA, we are in a serious business. Yes. Serious business of ensuring that our agenda of bottom-up is implemented even in the county assembly of Bungoma. Yes. And that currently we are campaigning with the gear number 2. Yes. But beginning from tomorrow, we are going to engage a gear number 6. Yes. And I can tell you, if they are already crying when we are engaging gear number 2, my friend, they will begin to yell. They will disappear when we will engage our campaigns to gear number 6.
Very good.
So that's what we have decided to do. That our presence must be felt in the politics of Bungoma, and as like I've said before, Wetangula is one of our principles in Kenya Kwanza. Honorable Musalia Mudavadi is another principle in Kenya Kwanza, and we are all asking our people to rally behind them. But you as truly as a member of parliament, I am not of their level, but at least I'm also a headmaster. Yes. And we are also planning ourselves very well. We are going to move in all the 45 wards of Bungoma County campaigning for our candidate. Yes. Fort Kenya are most lucky. They are the luckiest single party in Bungoma here because, one, they are going to benefit from our generosity. They are going to benefit from our courage. Yes. They will benefit from our commitment. Yes. And our hard work for campaigning for Ken Lusaka. They are also going to benefit from our support for one Honorable Moses Masika Wetangula. And I want to ask our good President, Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, to borrow a leaf from Moses Wetangula and Musalia Mudavadi. That we donated Moses Wetangula and Musalia Mudavadi. They are no longer local leaders. They are leaders of this country. So they are planning campaigning for presidency. So I also want to ask Uhuru Kenyatta to borrow a leaf from them and not to be petty, because we will respect him as a head of state. But if he decides to be the chief campaign of Raila Odinga, then we will see and engage him like any other politicians wanting to run for position of MCA. Yes. Lastly, but not least, you've seen President Uhuru Kenyatta in the recent past lamenting about us not respecting him, particularly William Ruto not supporting his development agenda, and that we continue to expose him, that the cost of living has skyrocketed, and it was in his opinion that we should sit down with him, craft a solution, not to lament. But I want to remind President Uhuru Kenyatta that 3 years ago, when he engaged in a handshake with his brother Raila Odinga, he began an onslaught on us, who are largely elected to assist him deliver on our Big Four agenda. He began to de-whip us. He removed Honorable Limo from being the chair of Finance and Economic Planning, and he put the leadership of that very important committee into the hands of one Gladys Wanga, Women Rep Homa Bay constituency, Homa Bay County. He went ahead and de-whipped the very many leaders whom we arrived at through careful consideration, scrutiny of their CV, and we felt they were competent enough to assist our president in delivering the Big Four agenda. The likes of Aden Duale, Susan Kiika, Kipchumba Murkomen, and those positions were given to the members of the opposition. So I want to ask Uhuru Kenyatta that you eat what you plant. When people plant sweet, where we had developed a very good police recruitment plan, where police could go on that policy. They chased us away from that committee, and they remained with their moribund octogenarian syllabus, where young men and women will go in a stadium. I saw in my constituency here, young men were being told to remove their trousers, they were checking and auditing the two things that hangs between their legs. I was wondering the connectivity between someone's testicles and investigating and combating crime. So I want to tell the President that we respected his decision to reorganize government and to reassign roles. Majority of the roles that were being played by William Ruto were given to one Dr. Fred Matiang'i. He created a technical committee that will work on the delivery of government projects. That technical committee was headed by the PS engineer Karanja Kibicho, with a direct reporting to Matiang'i, and he made it very clear that Matiang'i would report directly to him. Nonetheless, because I'm a son of a widow, I want to ask Kenyans to forgive our president. Because when he said those statements, it was about afternoon. I looked at his eyes; they appeared red. So he may have had some time with Tusker, and maybe we blame Kenya Breweries. So with me here, I have our incoming women rep for Bungoma, whom we have shared a lot of things, whom we have had a lot of plans. We have, for your information, we have already drafted bills. They are here with her. We are only waiting for us to be sworn in, and then we will begin to table those bills in the table offices. The bills which will address the issues of gender-based violence, the issues which will put the women of this country, not only the women of Bungoma, but the women of this country, to where they belong. When I was very young and growing up, there were a few women leaders. I could remember Zipporah Kitoni, I could remember Honorable Agnes Ndetei, but the voice of women was all over. Today, as we speak now, we have 47 women reps. We have more than 85 women leaders, but the voice of women has disappeared. You cannot see it, but all is not lost. I can assure the people of this country, the women of Bungoma, that the voice of women is going to be restored by the likes of Nancy Nanyama Kibaba, whom we are pushing, that they can begin to engage on issues that affect women and children with the seriousness that it deserves. Yes. Not women who are always crying, cry babies, crying here, crying there. So that is why this team of 45 members of county assemblies who have been cleared on our UDA party have vowed to campaign vigorously for Nancy Nanyama Kibaba, and for her competitors, I can only tell them that watafute mshipi wafunge. Kama ni leso wafunge kabisa, because it's not going to be business as usual beginning from today going forward. Karibu mheshimiwa.
Okay. Thank you so much, Honorable Didimus. Just to echo on the sentiments that our Honorable Member of the Kimilili constituency has told us, as a UDA party, we recognize the fact that UDA is the fastest growing party in the larger Kenya. Before the nominations of the party, we had over 150 aspirants gunning to get the ticket to be able to be the flag bearers for various seats. It therefore goes to show that UDA is the strongest party in Bungoma and in Kenya at large. The larger Kenya had over 6,000 aspirants running to look for the less than 2,000 seats that are available in the whole country. So it is with that in mind that us as UDA want to proclaim here today that we do not fear, we are not afraid of competing with those who are competing against us. As MCA candidates, as a woman rep candidate, as members of parliament, we want to assure our supporters that we are going to be on the ground, we are going to look for votes vigorously, as Mheshimiwa has said. We are going to make sure that we go to every nook and cranny. Just the same way the UDA adage goes that we go for bottom up. Tunataka kuassure our supporters ya kwamba tutatafuta kura kule chini mashinani. we are not just people to walk on the roads, we are people who will go down to mashinani, because we understand the issue of bottom-up. We understand the issue of reaching to that mama mboga down there who can never be reached by anyone. We understand the issue of reaching to people with disability who nobody knows they exist. So as UDA party, we just want to assure our supporters that wherever you are, sit pretty, know that these Waheshimiwas are determined to deliver all the seats. And I want to assure you here, without any fear of contradiction, that come 9th of August, UDA will have the majority members of county assembly. UDA will have majority of the members of parliament. And UDA will have the woman representative for sure. Yes, we are supporting Honorable Lusaka for the governor seat. We are supporting Honorable Wetangula for the Senate seat. But for the rest of the seats, we are going to fight it out. And we assure you, just as Mheshimiwa has said, mufunge kamba, kwa sababu tunaenda kuwapepeta. The last thing I want to say is just to assure the residents of Bungoma that sisi kama wana UDA tunataka kutilia mkazo sana sana kile kitu ambacho kimesemwa na mgombeaji wetu wa uraisi Bwana William Ruto, ya kwamba tunataka kuleta development kutokea chini kwenda juu. Tunataka kuhakikisha ya kwamba wale kina mama mboga ambao wanafanya kazi pale chini wanaweza pia kufikia na kuwa na fedha katika mfuko zao. Tunataka kuhakikisha ya kwamba wale watu ambao wanafuga ng'ombe, wanafanya biashara ndogo ndogo, pia wanaweza wakafika mahali ambapo watatambulika katika society hii na waweze kujulikana ya kwamba ni watu ambao wana exist. Kwa hivyo ni kuwashukuru determined kuhakikisha ya kwamba kile ambacho tumeahidi tutaweza kutekeleza. Asanteni sana.
Tuko hapa na mheshimiwa atatoa maoni yake.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa Didimus and Mheshimiwa Nancy, members of the Fourth Estate. My name is Augustine Meka Sichangi. I'm the incoming MCA Ndalu Tabani Ward on the UDA ticket. I'm here on behalf of the members of the County Assembly who have gathered here today to assure you, our supporters and our voters, that we are up to the task. These members of the County Assembly here were voted in by you through a democratic process. There is no other party in this country that practiced a free and fair nomination process, and also as vast as we did in the entire country. So I want to assure you, especially the people of Bungoma, that you chose the right leaders and they are up to the task. We are going to present them to you, and we are going to work with you to ensure that service is delivered in all the corners of this country. And we are also going to support the system that has been stated here by our honorable member, with our gubernatorial candidate being Mheshimiwa Lusaka, our women representative being Mheshimiwa Nancy, and most importantly also for the members of Kimilili, Mheshimiwa Didimus, and we unanimously support the 5th President of the Republic of Kenya, Mheshimiwa William Samoei Ruto, who is going to be our president. Thank you very much, members of the press. Asanteni sana.
Asante sana. Nafikiria nuko hapa na wapi Chomion. Chomion is the current leader of minority in the County Assembly of Bungoma, but by September things will have changed from the majority side.
Thank you very much, members of the press. I'm Honorable Chimion, MCA Kaptama, and the current minority. September this year, I would have turned to be the majority leader in the County Assembly. What has been said by honorable members is true. We in Kenya Kwanza are supporting William Samoei Ruto as our presidential candidate. Yes. And all the parties that form Kenya Kwanza are in agreement, and we are all working to ensure that William Samoei Ruto becomes the 5th president of this republic. Yes. Secondly, apart from being members of Kenya Kwanza coalition, we also have our own parties. We have Ford Kenya, we have UDA, we have ANC and others. We have TSP and others. It doesn't mean that we will now support aspirations of other members, parties in Kenya Kwanza, so that the aspirations of UDA is not failed anywhere. We are there and we will fight for our space to ensure that we get all the seats that we deserve, so that as we forge ahead, we will ensure that UDA's presence in Bungoma is felt in all corners of Bungoma. All the MCA aspirants who are here, we are very sure, and the governor and the women rep, we are very sure that we are going to get these seats by that 9th, and we will be the majority party in Bungoma. And these honorable members who are here, they are going to hit the ground from today. They are going to look for votes to ensure that they get backing from the members of the public. And you know, UDA slogan resonates very well with the common mwananchi. And I'm very sure we will sell that agenda of UDA, and we will ensure that UDA becomes the majority party in Bungoma. We are not saying we are fighting our colleagues. They also have the space to campaign. Let them also hit the ground, ask for votes, and the best candidate will always emerge the winner. Thank you very much.
Asante sana. I've just been reminded by this team. I said that our role is to water down, is to erase the gains that our competitors have done. So they have just reminded me, they are coming, their feedback is from the ground. They are saying that the people of Bungoma, the Mamambogas, the Bodas, the people who push for 10 have already done what we thought we would do. They have already undone the gains that our competitors have done. So actually ours is going to maintain and ensure that by mid next month, the popularity of our competitors will be reduced to their homes, where their placenta was buried.